The Weed of the Week is sponsored by the Enlist Weed Control System from Dow AgroSciences, a new herbicide and trait system that will build on glyphosate.
Your farm tells a story, one that continues with the decisions you make. Introducing the Enlist Weed Control System, an advanced herbicide and trait system that will build on glyphosate for exceptional control of tough weeds. The next chapter begins.
Our Weed of the Week, when it's small, looks like common ragweed, but it's actually Biennial Wormwood sage.
Well, when you have a biennial weed, one of the things that's often the case is you're going to see different growth stages from one year to the next. Biennial means it's going to have a 2-year life cycle. The first year of this weed, we'll see the growth will be mainly in a rosette form where it stays fairly low to the ground and gets kind of a circle of growth. This is a great time for you to control the weed because in year 2, it reaches the bolt stage where it shoots up tall and is going to produce seed and try and reproduce. So if you can get it in that first year stage in the rosette, that's the best, but a lot of times we don't even notice it until we've got it in that bolt stage. Then it's important that we get out there as soon as possible before that weed goes to seed.
Yeah, the real key here is starting clean whenever you plant a crop because this thing is growing, like Darren said, for 2 years. So if you're planting winter wheat, make sure that you've got a clean field before you start there. If you're planting spring wheat or any spring crop like corn or soybeans, you got to start clean there. So we really struggle with it in no-till and strip-till because a lot of burn-down products aren't the best. So let's talk real quick. In soybeans, that's probably where we have the most problem with Biennial Wormwood sage. What are you going to do to burn this thing down?
Well, the best thing that you can do for burn down is normally sharpen. If we were in a grass crop, we could use a high enough rate of sharpen to be effective. However, if you're in a broadleaf crop like soybeans, you could do 1 ounce of sharpen, but then mix it with Sencor. Depending on your soil pH and soil texture, you could go up to 1/3 of a pound of Sencor with that 1 ounce of sharpen.
And Roundup. You need a bunch of stuff if you're going to get this weed stopped.
Yeah, then when we turn to wheat, as we said, you could go with the high rate of sharpen with your Roundup. That would be excellent. In corn, you could use Verdict and then mix some Roundup with it, and that'll be a nice burn down product too.
Yep, in crop, we don't have a lot of great things. If it was me in wheat, I'd go Husky. In corn, Status. In soybeans, I would try Flex Star.
Well, the other thing is if they're Roundup ready beans, you can go a high rate of Roundup,
right.
A 44 ounce rate of Power Max, something like that to try and get it knocked down.
That's it for our Weed of the Week, Biennial Wormwood Sage. But stay tuned, Iron Talk is coming up next.